Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about utilizing unhealthy food choices. You're going to make them. They're going to happen. You're either going to choose the wrong thing, you're going to eat too much of it. Something's going to happen, and it's going to happen for the rest of your life. I'm just letting you know, you're never going to eat perfect. All right. So we got to get our head out of that space. And the sooner you do that, the better, because then you can start focusing on A, how to utilize your unhealthy food choices, and then B, how to get back on track quickly. But in order to do that, you've got to prepare for it. It's something you got to kind of practice at, get good at. You're not good at it right now. Most likely what happens is when you make an unhealthy food choice, whether it's just overeating or choosing the wrong thing, what you probably do is you probably start beating yourself up. You probably use that as, oh, I was doing so good and now I blew it. And there's this sense of failure, this sense that you stepped way off track. And that initial response to it leads to being off track and having a hard time getting back on track. So in my opinion, being able to utilize unhealthy choices, again, one of the most fundamental things that you need to master, and it's rarely taught. Again, most of the time dieters just think they're going to start their plan. Well, they're just going to be perfect. And their success is going to be dictated by how perfect they can be. And again, the second they make a mistake, oh, I blew it. I was doing so good too. And what ends up happening is weight loss starts to feel like an endurance test, right? You go as long as you can, as far as you can, until you make a mistake. And then that's it. All right. We have to get rid of that concept and realize that really what you're looking to do is consistently start improving what you're doing statistically. All right. So we're not looking to ideally, I guess in an ideal world, you want to change everything. So fine. You change 100%, doesn't matter. But at some point, you're not going to be able to change 100% of your eating perfectly. At some point, you can start out 100% for a little while, and at some point you're going to make a mistake, and you're probably going to live more in that area. It's going to be hard to be 100% perfect. I say this every day, but I know people just never believe me because as a dieter, again, you just think everything's just going to be perfect. But okay, so you make a mistake with your eating. How do you utilize it? And this is, again, one of my most important things, in my opinion, because you are going to make mistakes. And so the answer is not to be perfect. It's to be able to get back on track quickly. And part of that is changing how you think about the mistake, because I believe, and this is coming from someone who's dropped over 50 pounds and kept it off for over 30 years. That's the key one. So I've made tons of mistakes in that time period. But the secret is I'm able to utilize that experience and get back on track quickly. And the way that I utilize it is I connect to the consequence. So it's important to understand there's 3 phases of eating. There is anticipation, consumption, consequence. Our entire lives, we have been programmed and hypnotized by marketing to focus on the anticipation and the consumption of the food. Don't worry about the consequence. And so now a lot of times when we eat and make an unhealthy food choice, again, we were excited about it. We enjoyed eating it. And now we put it out of our minds. But that's the secret phase that really changes you from the inside out. Because as you make unhealthy choices and you start to connect to the consequences of that decision, that's what starts to change you on a subconscious nervous system level. Because the consequences of making unhealthy food choices are tremendous. And we want to use those, just like Pavlov's dogs. We want to associate that food choice with that consequence, link them together. What most dieters do is they do not link those two things together. They eat the food and then they beat themselves up. And ironically, beating yourself up is a disassociative technique. The more you go in your head and beat yourself up about what you did and how you always do this, now you're always screwing up and what's wrong with me, the more you get into that conversation, the less connected you are to your body and the effects those foods are having on you. So let's put it into a specific example. Let's say you sit down and eat a pint of ice cream. I don't care who you are. When you finish that pint of ice cream, if you sit quietly with yourself for 5 minutes, physically, you're going to feel stuffed. You're going to feel really full. You're going to feel your body trying to adjust to all of that sugar, fat, cream, all the rest of it. That's the first thing, the physical piece. Now, ironically, the physical piece is usually the least impactful one because most likely you've been overeating for a long time and your body's relatively used to it. So where the real power happens is when you start paying attention to the mental and emotional consequences of eating that pint of ice cream. And what I mean by mental is, what do you start saying to yourself? When you make an unhealthy food choice, 5 seconds after you finished eating it, what do you start thinking and saying to yourself in your mind? Do you say nice things? Do you say, hey, nice job, great, you did it again, this is how we're going to do it, this is why we're thriving and killing it in life? No, right? You say really negative stuff. really negative stuff. What are you doing? Again, the words you say to yourself are so rude. You're beating yourself up and you're really trying to, again, figure it out. I know you're trying to do something positive. Why do I keep doing this? What's wrong with me? And then the other voice is saying, oh, you jerk, you stupid, you slob, you're lazy, you had no control. And it makes us feel bad. But what it's not doing is it's not associating us to that reality. Okay, we get lost in thought because the final piece is the emotional one. 5 minutes after you finish eating that ice cream, and it's the cookies, the pizza, whatever the choice may have been, how do you feel emotionally? Do you feel light, happy, successful, motivated, courageous, healthy? Or do you feel the other side? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel depressed, sad, upset with yourself? And I know you know the answer to that. And so the next time you make an unhealthy food choice, and you're going to, whether it be too much or the wrong thing, is to sit with that quietly, not to beat yourself up, to just be present with the effect that has on you physically, mentally, emotionally. What do you say to yourself? What do you think about yourself after that? What do you feel in your emotions? What emotions are you feeling after you've done that? How do you feel physically, your energy levels, your mobility, your physical comfort, your ability to breathe comfortably? How do these things feel? And as you start to pay attention to them, again, it's always a truth there. No one in the world can sit there and eat a whole pizza and then come out the other side of it feel amazing. That rarely happens. And so if you just take some time and sit in the consequence genuinely, not beating yourself up, just being aware when I eat like that, when I choose that food, when I choose to eat that much of that specific thing, this is what I experience. I start to think negative things and say negative things to myself. I start to feel discouraged and frustrated. My energy goes down. I feel tired. It's harder for me to do things. I just want to lay on the sofa and sleep. And if you just do that every time you make a decision that's not moving in the right direction, what happens relatively quickly is your nervous system and subconscious mind start to associate that consequence and effect to that decision. And what will happen is you will naturally start to choose different foods, different quantities, because you won't want to feel that. So this is how you utilize unhealthy food choices, is you sit with the consequence without beating yourself up. You sit in a present, grounded state and just become aware of what it is that you're feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally. And if you do that each time, if you did it for a week, I think you'll be shocked at what a negative effect these foods have on you, because you've never done this. What you do is you eat that food and you say, oh, that was so good. And then you say, why did you do that though? You bad person. You let yourself go. You're a jerk. You're lazy. And it gets worse and worse from there. But it's not the same as sitting quietly and allowing those associations to link together that food, that choice with that consequence. And when you do that consistently, what ends up happening is it takes root in your nervous system and your subconscious mind. And all of a sudden, when it gets time to say, oh, what do I want to eat? I could have a pint of ice cream. Remember last time? Remember how bad that felt the last couple of times? Right. I don't want that. I'm going to choose something better. So again, this is the secret way that you work with your nervous system, with your mind, to actually change your eating in a way that lasts, as opposed to just trying to fight against yourself and force yourself to change. So I hope this helps you out. If you want to go deeper into this process, make sure you click the link in my bio, or go to Program Yourself Thin, get the free hypnosis session I made for you. It's called The New Thin Me. It's a kickstart session, and it will help you, take some big steps forward with your weight in a way that you probably have never utilized before. So go check that out. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Here we are, first Tuesday. It's not Monday, first Tuesday of the new season. It feels like it. I guess technically it's not the new season. But yeah, I guess it is fall though, right? Not even technically, but I think it starts to feel like it's a new season. And anytime there's kind of like big changes afoot, right? Obviously the new year is a big one. This is probably number 2, I would say, going, because again, there's the summer one too, right? That's kind of the Memorial Day one, but that one's a little bit different. I feel like this is, to me, the counterpoint to New Year's, because we have all our school conditioning, right? Where fall always was like going back to school and, hitting the ground, running, doing hard work. And so a lot of times this is a great time of year to refocus on your weight and your health. Get yourself going. Because again, you're having the new year coming up. You know what I mean? That'll be there too. We'll take advantage of all of them. You know, it's, oh, New Year's doesn't work, I'm never going to stop doing that. No, keep doing it, but just keep adding to it. You know, again, we got one of the trainings in the Program Yourself Thin Club program is new month's resolutions. The idea of like every new month using as a new opportunity. You know, but again, right now is one of those, even though technically yesterday was the first of the month, you know, again, in a relative way, this is kind of the beginning of the month. And so, now, unfortunately for a lot of people, most dieters have a very hard time starting a diet or a weight loss plan on any day other than a Monday. So that alone will mess up a lot of dieters, you know, so they won't be able to start this week because it's Tuesday. Then they'll try to do it next week, and next week a little bit of the momentum, you know, fades a little bit, but of course, you can always change no matter what. You don't need the days, so there's always that. But anyways, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Hope you all had a nice long weekend. If you did have a long weekend, I did. I had a great weekend. What's up, Don? Need me a gym dose? I know. I feel like I've been gone for a while. Even today, it's funny. I dropped my daughter off at school, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna drop you off quick, and then I gotta get out of there. And I was like, I'm just gonna stay. You don't get too mmany times you get to drop your daughter off at school. She's only 30 minutes away, so it's not a big deal. But anyways, I'm glad I got to be here today still. Yeah, I had a great weekend, and yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be back, though. It's always nice to get back into the swing of things. What's up, Shakira? So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask them. I know it is a funny time. Real and Deuce, is there only 2 people? Yeah, there's only 2 people in Instagram. Yeah. What do you call this? Simulcast this multiple places. So we got TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, other places. So the number's always moving all over the place. But yeah, if anyone's any questions about any weight loss, feel free to ask it. Any questions, welcome. I certainly move at weight loss with mindset focused way. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, Program Yourself Thin, in my opinion, is a very comprehensive, holistic approach to changing your weight. But I would have to say that the primary focus of it is mindset based. Now, there's obviously still a lifestyle and eating piece to it. But the primary core of Program Yourself Thin, in my approach to helping people master their weight, is really to take control of their mind. And that's always kind of a main central part. Jody says, Jim, all of Thrive is gone in Circle? What? Uh-oh. Don't tell me that. Is it gone for you, Jody? That's weird. I'll have to look. I can't check right now for me, but it's all still in there. So I'm not worried about it. I think that just take a look real quick. But it should all be in there. No, I still see it in there. So I don't know. It might just be an access issue. Maybe somehow something got weird for access. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you're having a weird thing. That's weird, but I'll look at that. But it's not gone. No, Thrive is not gone. Thrive is still in there. Yeah, we use the Circle app to deliver the program, and no, everything should be in there. But sometimes permissions get a little weird and stuff that's in there. Don doesn't see it either. What? That's weird. Let me take a look. I'll take a look at you guys right now. Let's just see. Curious. No time like the present, right? Anyways, my week this week is bananas. So it's like I got to do things when I can. I can tell you that. Let's see here, though. Oh, now that's weird. Oh, yep. I don't understand what's going on there. Yikes. Well, that's weird. I don't even know what happened. So sorry about that. Don and Jody, at least you'll get yours back, but I'll have to check other people in there soon enough. So that's weird. Technology, there it is for you, right? It's so annoying. But at least you two will have your stuff back. Oh. Although Jody, looks like you got all your stuff. So Jody, you should have everything. Don, somehow yours got screwed up. I don't know. That's weird. And then of course, I got the new Got the new book coming. So that's the big news for the week. And I was supposed to be here tomorrow, and I just got that thing. They're like, oh, it was delayed. So, but it should be here Thursday. So Thursday, I should get the new blueprint workbooks. I can't wait to get my hands on them. This is the coolest thing I've ever created, physically, I think. So can't wait for y'all to see that. But anyways, yeah, it'll be here Thursday. But I will have them Thursday. I don't know what time Thursday, but I'll have them either on the live on Thursday to show you all or Friday. So Carol says, how can I preserve muscle while in a calorie deficit? Yes. Well, I just came back for you, Jody. Good. Yeah. I have no idea what just happened there. I don't know. Circle. I love Circle. I don't want to say it's glitchy because it could be user error. So I don't want to put that on them, but sometimes I have little weird issues with Circle like that. So anyways, always let me know because I don't understand what's going on there. Okay, so how can I preserve muscle while in a calorie deficit? Okay, I mean, the truth is that when you lose weight, you lose muscle. Okay, that's just the facts of it. Now, obviously, some things you'll lose more muscle than others, but can you preserve as much muscle while you lose weight? Most people know, women even harder. But if you do lots of resistance training, perhaps. So again, resistance training is important. That's one of the reasons, you really, when you lose weight, you're going to lose some muscle. So you want to counteract that, obviously, with building some muscle through resistance training. But that would be the strategy, is that you would want to do some resistance training, develop muscle while you're losing weight. And that's really more body recompositioning, where you're looking to, burn fat and build muscle. So I will tell you, one of my favorite people on that. Now, this is more towards the bodybuilding side of things, even though he's a bodybuilder, but he really does appeal to everyone. I think he appeals more to fitness oriented people, I would say. So more than I do. Not that my people aren't necessarily fitness oriented, but I'm not fitness oriented. So it's like, now again, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I think sometimes you just get one message, like, is the best thing to, lift weights and do resistance training and lose weight? Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's always obvious is like the best thing. I'll give you that. But for me, I didn't want to do that for over 30 years. I've not worked out in any consistent way. I'm starting to now for other reasons. I'm getting a little older and I notice my muscle mass, being more of a factor. So I'm motivated by that reason. But for over 30 years, I lost 50 pounds and kept it off with no resistance training, no exercising. It really was through mastering my eating. And so, I always make the point that you do not have to exercise or lift weights to lose weight at all. And it's fine if you're not in that position, because listen, we can only do so much at a time. And I think it's the classic dieter thing where you just go too far. You try and do too much. You try and change your eating, start resistance training, 4 hours a week, and you just put too much on your plate and you overwhelm yourself and you quit. So, what I try to come out here with is a much more balanced approach where just meet you where you're at. So if you don't have time to exercise, fine, you can still lose weight. Is exercising valuable? Of course. But we can't just change everything all at once, as much as we would like to. Very rarely can just completely change everything you do, So again, Carol, I would suggest that, the obvious answer is to, do resistance training while you're losing weight. That being said, if you're in a position to do that, go ahead. But also realize that you can lose weight first and then do resistance training too, and start to develop that muscle. And again, age factors in, and there's other factors as well. But that's kind of the generic kind of boilerplate answer, I would say. But it's a true answer. Again, it works, But yeah. So I hope I don't know. Today's a funny day too, because I always know two things. Like, one is that this is like Tuesday after a long weekend, people are like so hyped and motivated. Like, okay, Tuesday, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to start up the Tuesday. But it's like, then Tuesday gets here and it's like, it's hard to start a plan on Tuesday. Right. So a lot of people, dieters are notoriously all or nothing, So this day is always funny because a lot of people think they were going to be more motivated, more committed today than they actually are. Now the reality is that that's pretty much how dieters feel all the time, right? They're always waiting for this magical Monday to show up where they're just, focused, fired up, committed, ready to go. And that day rarely shows up for people. And that's one of my messages, is that if you want to lose weight, don't wait for that perfect day. You get today, don't wait for the morning. You know what I mean? Start your plan right now, midday. Just do something different. That's the biggest message I could give you to get better results, is do something different than how you've been doing things. And even if it's starting today at 2 p.m, by drinking a little more water, right? It may not sound like a lot, and it's not necessarily a lot in the beginning, but it's something to start to build on. It's something that signals to your mind and your body like, oh, we're in the game. We're not going to wait till next fucking Monday. Don't wait till next Monday to start losing weight and eating healthier. Again, that to me is like the best like evidence that what you're doing isn't good or going to work for you. If you want to keep putting it off, if like you never want to do it and you can't get yourself to do it, the secret isn't to expect that you're magically going to get into this magical state where you can just do anything. The secret is to reduce what it is you expect yourself to do. You know what I mean? Again, whatever your plan is, and again, it could be, keto, it could be intermittent fast. It doesn't, whatever your plan is, counting points, whatever. It's like, I know in your mind, you're like, well, I'm going to wait to start on Monday. Then I'm going to start 100% perfect. It's like, that's what you got to get rid of more than anything. And you can get rid of it today. So whatever plan, right? So say you want to do keto. Okay. I didn't start my keto plan today. Let me cut down a little bit of carbs this week. I'm going to skip cookies in the afternoon. I'm going to, have one piece of bread on my sandwich, or whatever it may be. You can start with little things. And what that does is it signals to your mind that we can work on this any day. We don't have to wait till the perfect day. That is, honestly, that's one of the worst things that dieters do to themselves, is this idea that there's going to be this magical perfect day that shows up where they're able to 100% change their behavior, And so if you can get out of that mindset, oh my goodness, I'm at that now. I dropped my daughter off. I'm like, and again, it makes me just laugh so hard because like I eat my normal breakfast, go there, and I'm like, I'm probably going to leave earlier. I get there. I'm like, I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm going to hang out with her for a little while. Next thing you know, that we're eating another breakfast. Why not? You know what I mean? Just another breakfast right in there. And it's like, again, opportunistic veracity. Humans have a huge ability to just eat a lot of food. And when you're around really good food, again, it's not a recipe for eating perfectly, but you don't need to eat perfect to lose weight either. So again, it's like in my mind, the big difference is not my willpower. That's what I try to tell you all. I'm not able to stay in control of my weight because my willpower. It is not that. It's mindset and it's strategy. So it's like, it's not an all or nothing for me today. So it's like today didn't gone exactly the way I wanted to, but it's no big deal. I'm still doing things that are, signaling to me that I still care about my weight and my health. Now I also know that I can do things better and I'm looking to get back on my normal track. But in the meantime, I'm not just like, oh, well, fuck it. Oh, who cares? Who cares? See me next Monday. And in the meantime, I'm going to eat everything in my sights. You know what I mean? Like that's what you got to get rid of, because it's those 6 days. It's the days between Monday when you were going to start and the following Monday that you're going to start. You know what I mean? It's the Tuesday that you made it until the next Monday that you're going to start all over again. It's those periods of time that really sabotage dieters more than anything, And so it's like, if you can get rid of those by, again, breaking down what you're doing into pieces. Oh, maybe I can't get rid of all the carbs, but let me get rid of carbs in the morning. Let me get rid of carbs at breakfast time. Let me get rid of carbs in the afternoon, whatever. It's just a way to practice and work on it. You know what I mean? Because what you're doing is this all or nothing thing where it's like, I'm not thinking about it all. I'm not cutting carbs. I'm thinking about carbs at all, or I'm cutting 100% of them out. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this, they give you whiplash. And it's very confusing to your subconscious mind, And again, there's very few things in your life you do like this dramatically off and on. It's a really kind of a strange thing. And it's a diet mindset. It's the dieting has conditioned you to do that. So anyways, Kim says, I survived being away with friends for Labor Day weekend. Very proud of myself. Nice job, Kim. Yeah, it can feel so good too. Again, that's one of the things, is you program yourself, them people anyways, that they'll go away, hang out with their friends, have holidays, have vacations, and not only survive it, but thrive it, which doesn't mean they don't eat anything extra. You know what I mean? Again, vacationing, holidays, these special occasions, it's not about eating perfectly clean necessarily. You know what I mean? It's about being moderate. It's about staying somewhat on track in those situations, but most importantly, being able to get back on track quickly once you get back to your normal reality. That's the way to do it. So nice job, Kim. That's great. And again, that sets you up for a much more successful September, because again, it's a game of inches, weight loss is, and again, dieting kind of teaches you it's a game of, yards, I suppose, where it's like, it's all or nothing, but if you can break it down to smaller pieces, it is way easier. Well, they say inch by inch, life's a cinch, yard by yard, everything's hard. I think it's true. So I think the most dieters never consider that side of things, that fine, fine. You know, if you want to wait till you're so focused and motivated to do your crazy plan, so my plan's not crazy. I think it's pretty sensible. Okay, fine. Is it sensible? Because if you can't get yourself to start it, if it's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 20, 30 Mondays that have gone by that you haven't been able to do your sensible plan, maybe it's not that sensible. Is that fair? No, it's sensible, Jim. Okay. You know what I mean? Dieters are the most deluded people on the planet. No offense. I love you, dieters. Don't get me wrong. I'm here to help you. But there's a lot of delusion going on in diet land, you know? And the big one of all, I think, is that you're going to wait till this magical Monday, you know, to start your crazy plan. And it's like, okay, that's one option. And it's there again in Program Yourself Thin, we follow the all or something strategy. So yeah, you get the all thing. You want to knock yourself out by just jumping into some plan and doing it perfectly. Go ahead. You always have that option. However, this is where I want to talk to you. If you don't get here we are Tuesday, half into the day. If you are here and you're like, I'm going to start Tuesday, that's it. If last Thursday and Friday, you're saying to yourself, that's it. Next Tuesday, that's it. Fall's here. I'm kicking in. I'm locking in. We're going to lock in Tuesday. Well, here we are. It's Tuesday. Have you locked in? And if you haven't, it's okay. All right. As a matter of fact, maybe better than okay. You may be better off if you just do something. Just do something. Go for a walk, eat an apple, drink some water, have a salad, say no to an extra helping. Okay. Just something. And that's the secret, right? Program Yourself Thin, we follow the 1% philosophy. Get 1% better a day. That's it. 1% better a day, though, over a year is 3,560% better. So that's the secret to success. It's not trying to hit grand slams right out the gate. It's in hitting singles consistently, if you understand baseball at all. But it's just easier, too. Not only is it more effective, it's just easier. So yeah, if you were planning, if you're one of those people, you say, oh, I'm going to start next Tuesday, I'm locking in. All right, well, where are you at? If you haven't locked in, it's okay. But now's your chance to play around with something thinking. Please, God damn it, do not wait till next Monday. Don't wait till next Monday. That's what I'm trying to say. Do something now. Do something tomorrow. Little things. Do something the next day. Imagine Monday coming and you've done 5 days of healthy little things. Why not? You could do that. That's an option too, you know. It doesn't have to just to be these superhuman feats of strength. That's dieters, you know. You could actually approach it with a much more strategic, practical, sensible mindset. So hopefully that helps you all out. So funny. I know it's not funny when you're in it. I know it's probably annoying when you hear me laughing and joking about this, but again, it's funny for me because this is all I talk about. It's one of the big things. Again, it's like I always joke because I'm a hypnotist. And so I was like, oh, I thought I was going to hypnotize people to lose weight. I didn't know I was going to dehypnotize people to lose weight. I didn't know being a hypnotist and helping people lose weight was about waking people up out of their trances. I never knew that, you know, but that's really what it is, because most dieters are in a diet trance more than anything. You know what I mean? Like your main issue, if you're struggling with your weight, I can almost guarantee you your main issue is that you're trapped in a diet trance. You think like a dieter. Dieters are overweight people. And so because you think like a dieter nonstop, you're locked in that mindset. I don't know how you're not, you know what I mean? How would you not struggle with your weight? I mean, dieting is a weight struggling mindset. So anyways, what's up, Christy? Christy said, I joined PYT program. Looking forward to rewiring my brain. Yes, Christy. Good job. Nice job taking action. And I sent you a little message yesterday in Circle. So if you saw that, you should have got the link for that special call we're doing today, the coaching call. So go check that out. But great job. Excuse me. Great job taking action. So I'm proud of you. Yes, you will rewire your brain, and you're going to love the program because it's super good. It really is. The program's so good, and it just keeps getting better. The coolest part of the program, the next focus is really a Circle app. So I'm going to be making that even better. There's going to be a free section coming up for people that aren't in the, even in the program. Cool stuff coming, and I'm really excited about it. A lot of fun stuff happening with Program Yourself Thin over the next couple months. So yeah, go check that out, Christy, because check your email too, because if you don't get the link for some reason, just shoot me a message and I'll get that to you. But that call I was telling you about happens at 4 p.m. Eastern. So go check that out. You're not going to want to miss it. If you can get on that call, that's a extremely valuable bonus I gave you there. So yeah, navigating the Circle app in the members area. That's one of the things I'm going to do with the Circle app. I got some cool things coming in there, but one of the big ones is that with the Circle app is there's going to be a lot more trainings of how to use the app. So again, it's relatively intuitive, I would say, but it can always be clearer. And then that's part of what's going on. And on top of that, there's just going to be some more cool stuff coming our way. Jim AI is also working on that one as well. So anyways, there's a lot in the program. I know that, but I'm always working, and that's kind of the next phase here is just really optimizing it. So you really, really get the most out of the program. So that's where we'll be at the next couple of weeks with it. So, Mary Jane says, I have a mantra of sorts, 6 words written on a block. My 6 is reduce, replace, remove, reset, refocus, restart. I know I'll never be 100%, but who is? Mary Jane, that's awesome. I love those 6 words. I love those. Reduce, replace, remove, reset, refocus, restart. I love that. That's great, Mary Jane. So yeah. And that's the secret right there, especially the first 3. Yeah. The 6 R's, not 6 S's. Reduce, replace, remove. That's a program yourself in strategy, right? The 3 R's of weight loss. And that right gets to such a deeper point too. You know what I mean? So with program yourself thin, everything's kind of strategy and mindset. And there's usually a bit of overlap between them all. And so one big strategy we follow is the 3 R's, which is reduce, replace, remove your food and your calories. That's the mindset you go at it with as well, right? It's just a strategy and it's a mindset. The mindset piece of it is that we don't have to have just one plan. If you look at most diets, it is just strict, like do this, and every plan's got a different plan. But so it's like, again, keto, no carbs. That's it. No carbs or just very little carbs. Intermittent fasting, no eating for 16 hours. Weight Watchers, track your points. It's like, it's all like one thing that they focus you on. But the truth is that you're a complex human being. And you need alternatives because not every situation is the same. Not every food's the same. You're not the same in every situation with every food. So we can't have just like, because, okay, reduce, replace, remove. I put remove last. Okay. Why? Because it's the hardest one. And yet when you look at dieters only have one of the R's. And let's be honest, it's remove. Most dieters, you're going to start your plan. You're not eating any more ice cream, no more cookies, no more carbs, no more fat, no more pizza, no more. That's it. Yeah, well, that's the hardest out of the 3. Yeah, but that gets me the fastest results. Jim, I'm either in it or I'm not. I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way. No, you're not going to do it all the way. You're going to do it all the way for a couple of days and you're going to quit. That's not doing it all the way. Doing it all the way is getting to your goal and staying there, by the way. So don't bullshit yourself with that bullshit. So anyways, the 3 R's allow you some flexibility. They allow you to stay in control and see where you're at in the moment and make the best choice in the moment. Removing is not the only option you have. You can reduce it. You can eat less of it. You can switch it with something else that's still satisfying but lower calories. And yeah, you can remove it. You got 3 options. No, I just want to remove it. Like, yeah, I know right now you just want to remove it, but if you're not removing it, you're like, fine, remove it. Fine. But the second you stop removing it, can we remember we got 2 other R's here because they're going to help you lose weight. If you eat less of the same thing, you're going to lose weight. If you replace it with something with less calories, then guess what? You're going to lose weight. There's a lot of ways to lose weight, folks. But the problem is you've been conditioned to think like a dieter. So you think dieting is the only way to lose weight. Or injections or surgery, but basically dieting is the only way people think of it to lose weight. Nah, you need flexibility. You need to have the ability to choose the right plan for the situation. And when you have that, all of a sudden weight loss starts to feel a lot different. And it starts to feel like something you're generating that's for you, So that's awesome, Mary Jane. And I love the reset, refocus, and restart. Because that's the secret, folks. Again, in your minds, most dieters in their minds have an idea the way they're going to lose weight is they're going to start up here and they're going to be perfect until they get to their goal weight. That's how most dieters just subconsciously think about weight loss, the process. But the reality is, I've been doing this for over 20 years professionally. I've tracked a lot of people's weight. The reality of successful weight loss looks much more like this. right? So notice it's a trend line, right? So we start up here and we're moving down. Okay, yes. But along the way, there's a lot of other paths. I rarely see just this straight line of success, just to be honest, because usually weight loss takes longer than you think. And it's just not as smooth sailing as you think. There's starts and stops, there's mistakes, So successful weight loss is not about being perfect. It's about being able to get back on track, to reset, refocus, restart. That's why I love that, Mary Jane. That's so good. So that's the real secret to losing weight. And I think most people don't really pay attention to that enough. They put all their focus on the start, right? And just being perfect with it and just riding it out to their goal weight. And that's bullshit. You're going to be perfect for a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe. And then you're going to make a mistake. So, and there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing too. Again, most people don't approach weight loss as if it's a learning process. They approach weight loss like they know everything and they just need to do it. And again, that's not true. You're learning how to think and feel and live and behave like a thin, healthy person. It's a learning process. You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're changing. And that process, I always like to say, you can't be perfect and learn at the same time, and you ain't going to be perfect. So there's only one option left, and that's you learning. But if you get on the learning path, the whole thing changes. And all of a sudden your mistakes become your greatest teachers and you learn from them. And every time you make a mistake, you learn and you grow and you evolve and you become better. And if you follow that path, which is the path you've followed for everything you've gotten good at, right? Look at your life. Anything that you've done where you've learned and gotten better at it and figured out how to do something, it's that process, right? Of frustrate, step back and then move forward and then learn and then grow and then do well and then step back and fall off. And that's just how it goes. Nothing wrong with that. Again, that's the secret though. Once you start thinking of it that way, now you're in the game. Okay. Because the idea of dieting where you're just going to start and be perfect until you get to your goal weight is an illusion. It's a fairy tale. It's just, there's no truth to it. So you gotta be careful of that stuff. So I love that. I love that, Mary Jane. That was a good one. All right. Get all the questions out. Looks like it. All right. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. If you're not in my world, make sure you click the link in my bio. You just click my little face up there in the top left. Little picture of me before I shaved back in the day. I got a new picture up there, huh? Picture's kind of old. I got to put a new picture of me. I'm going to get on that. So yeah, but anyways, go to programyourselfthin.com or click the little link in my bio. Go get the free hypnosis session I gave you. It's called The New Thin Me. It's a kickstart session, completely free. I made you a video training. Go check that out. It's really good. Get on my email list. I got a lot of cool stuff coming for you. I'll help you all for free. Okay. I do have a program, but I also help you for free. And if you like this, I'm here every Monday through Friday, usually around noon Eastern. I've been a little wobbly with the times, but that should all stabilize now. So you can pretty much expect me between noon and noon Eastern, noon and 12:30 Eastern time. I'm usually on here live. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help you. Anything about weight loss, happy to help if I can. And then if you like listening to this and you can't make it to the live, it's also a podcast called Program Yourself Thin. Go to any podcast platform, go search it. It'll show up and you can listen to it there as well. And a lot of people do that. And again, the more you listen to this, I think that you'll find that the more weight you start to lose. So let's find out. All right, everyone, have a super duper day and we'll talk soon. Bye.